Greetings and good morning. This is Dwight Smith in Richmond, Virginia. It's Christmas season, 2020. I think of 2020 as 20/20. And this morning in my meditation, I said, oh, this is too juicy, too good to not put out in YouTube. So I'm going to do my best to follow through on that. The title is Birthing the Christ Within. Christ is not a person. Christ is not Jesus. Christ is a light. Christ is a recognition of the God essence, the purest, the highest, the most honest, that which is only harmony of itself. We have to forget about human for some of the things I'm saying, because when we look at nature, we see the truth of it. That this God essence is life itself, in, through, and as everything that is. And so finding this within, as I did at age 17 in 1957, as I found it within, I recognized myself as a spiritual being, knowing, as the church told me, that I all absolutely believe wholeheartedly that when we die, the body, our life continues. That infinite life is a part of us before we're born, during our life on earth, and after we die. It is that frequency of God, that energy of God, that light of God, that whatever word you want to use for that presence of God, that life of God, that visibility of God. We don't see life, we just see the results. So anyway, how do we birth the Christ? How do I make this real to a closed mind? So I ask to open. Just be open to the possibility that what I'm saying is true. For me, it's as true as Columbus didn't go off the edge of the earth. That's how true it is for me. And that's the truth that I believe Jesus brought to all humanity, not Christians, not Jews, not Gentiles, everybody, all cultures, all people. Just as the sun shines on all people, the rain falls on all gardens, all farms, all land, all earth. It doesn't differentiate good from bad. And so how do we get this? How do we find this truth in? Well, I love this song, the carol of O Little Town of Bethlehem. O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. That calm, that serenity, that preparation of silence for life to come. Yet in thy dark street shineth. Think about the streets of our mind. There's darkness there, and there's light there also. So in the darkness and light of our mind, I've got to pause. I think what I'll do instead is sing it. So, O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. So let's think about that. Let's think about before the birth of Jesus, the whole world was knowing that this energy, this being, this person was going to be born. And the people have been hearing about this person for a long, long time, and that this person was going to save the world from sin forever and ever. And so a lot of people just looking forward to this salvation, this beautiful being, having no idea what it would be, no idea at all. Because remember, Christ is not a person, it's an energy. It's a word symbol for energy, for consciousness. So in the dark street shineth the everlasting light. The light is already within us. We have put it out, or we have not put it out. It has been covered by disbeliefs. It's been covered by beliefs, not disbeliefs. It's been covered by beliefs and disbeliefs too, what I don't believe. But the beliefs are the ones that really create what Luke says, takes the Christ child, immediately puts it in swaddling cloth. What does that mean? It's bound up. It can't move. So the Christ of us, when we're born, we are free. We are God essence. We know who we are. We know what we've come from. But then we get here and the people tell us who we are. And we forget about, or we cover that light. Just as an example I like to use is an oil lamp of yesteryear, or we burn kerosene or even earlier whale oil. And the soot would get on the inside of the chimney. And the more soot that built up, the dimmer the light would be in the room. It'd still be bright coming out the top. The light is still there. All of that light is still there, but it's covered up by soot. This is what, unfortunately, we have been told to believe about our bodies. We have given all. That's preachy, so I'm not going to go there. So I birth the light by recognizing it's already here. And as I sing that song, I just see this light coming down the street of the little town of Bethlehem. And its goal is to come to this manger where this child is being born. And this light just imbues, penetrates, fills that child with itself, with the essence of God that it is. So strongly that when it's born, it keeps seeking this truth. And so, just to make it a little more physical, Jesus went through the life as any normal boy, child, infant, young adult, teenager would go through. But then in his mid-20s, we're told, he enters the desert. And he remains there for 6 weeks with no one to talk to, no one to keep him mindful of what he's been told, what he's resisted all these years because he wasn't finding the truth that he was seeking. The true God of creation, not the one the Jews told him about, but the true God. And so in the desert, it was just he and God, constantly in communion. And when he would be out of communion, he would realize that he was out of communion and he was not finding the wealth of life that he found when he was one with the Father. So he came from the desert fully enlightened, fully orbed, as it is said, in the light of God. He was not affected by human beliefs. He allowed this light to fully express. So much so there was nothing in him that conflicted with the Father, because the Father had all the truth, all the power, all the love, all the peace and tranquility of seeing or bringing about harmony and goodness. The story of calming the storm is a story of what we can do with any chaos in our life. We, the God of us, that essence, the Father, Allah, whatever name we want to call it, the name is just a symbol that represents what you believe or what your concept is. So I just ask you to contemplate this, birthing the Christ within, allowing the light coming through the street of Bethlehem to come directly into your heart and dispel the darkness of the chimney. It could happen in an instant. For me, it's been 70 some years. For Jesus, it was 6 weeks. For anyone, it could be overnight. But life is a journey for the light, for us to be aware of the light and then allow the light to be our guide, our leader, the king of our kingdom. But what can be denied? The light. What is the light afraid of? How much confidence is there in the light? Jesus is an example of what everyone on our earth, regardless of race, creed, color, lifestyle, whatever, we are the second coming, individually and collectively. And through this light, through this one man 2020 years ago, that came to show us the true God, not the God of punishment and judgment, but the God of life and presence with no separation. And as we find this God, the bondage that we've been enslaved in with what we've been told by the priests and the ministers, the rabbis, every religious leader, excuse me, I know there are exceptions. I know there are exceptions. So where does sacrifice of Jesus for our sins come in? Well, if God is the only creator, and everything that God creates is perfect, I go into the forest, I say, what does not belong here? Everything belongs here. Everything is necessary for the balance and the harmony, for the life of everything that is. Everything is giving and receiving. Everything is part of the cycle of life. We are no different. God doesn't judge anything in nature. God doesn't say this is bad or this is good. God is the only creator. So everything is good and everything is in harmony with itself. And if we just see disharmony, it's only in our judgment that we see disharmony. Because in the reality of the life in the forest, it's our reality because it exists. And so we have within us everything we need to be a Jesus. Or, if Jesus turns you off, just be the loving person that you want to be. The loving person that involves everything and resists nothing. I used to think of the world as having 5 billion Jesuses walking around. Each one of us are that opportunity for ourselves and our world. We get the first benefit. That's a beauty. When I recognize myself as God, the power of God, I know I'm not there. I know I've got a long, long way to go to even be Jesus, let alone do greater things. But, it's the journey is so fulfilling because everything presents an opportunity to us or a challenge to us to overcome. And as you go to Father, Mother Life, it has the wisdom. It has the awareness because it is the consciousness not of me, but the consciousness of everything around me. So if the God of me is aware of the God of everything around it, it knows how to bring it into perfect harmony. So I'm going to end with that. I didn't mean to talk this long, but I thank you. Birthing the Christ within. If you want to contact me for information or even a challenge, I welcome that. I'm very open to that because it gives me an opportunity to go deeper into the Christ, the truth that I know to be true. And if you bring out doubt, great. I want that because that means I have more to learn. So more to become, not learn anymore. It's just becoming that which I already am. So my name is Dwight Smith. My email is chapelinthesky@aol.com. That's CHAPELINTHESKY@AOL.com. no punctuation other than the @ sign and the period. And if you're interested in other YouTubes I've done, my YouTube channel is chapel-in-the-sky. And that won't get you directly there, but you can look for my picture that looks something like this and click on that and you'll be in my channel. And I have quite a few things there that I'm pleased to hear the Father speak, and I get to share it with you, and what a blessing and an opportunity for both of us. So thank you, and I welcome any comments or anything. God bless, and peace on earth, and be the Christ. Let it come forth. It's already there. It's already there, knocking. We just have to open the door and let the light in, or let it out.